Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shegun from Pit 3D, and in today's tutorial we are going to be making this animation.
So what I've done here is just that I added in the model from where we stopped last, and then I deleted the light setup that we used to render this, and then I added a new window. This is going to be for our render view, and then I changed the render engine from Cycles to EV as well. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to first I'm going to delete this EarPod to select this one right here, and then I'm going to come to my modifiers panel, and then I'm just going to give it the mirror modifier. What I'll do now is I'm just going to click this eyedropper, and then I'm going to select the case. So we pretty much have this inside. So what I want to do next is I'm going to select these two as well. I'm just going to press GY, and then I just want to slide it down till it covers like that. So let's check that out. Alright, nice. Press Shift A, and then I'm going to add in a plane. So just type plane, and then I'm going to press RX to rotate it by 90 degrees on the X axis. I'm just going to press GY, and I'm just going to move it to the back like that. Then I want to select my camera here. You can see that it's not aligned with the object. I'm just going to go to my front view. Then I'm just going to press Ctrl Alt number + 0, and then you can just press GZ to move it up. Then not hide. Then you can select the camera again, just press GZZ, and then you can GZZ, and then you can just move that out like this, which is nice. Alright, so I'm going to select the plane now, and I'm just going to press S20, and then just scale it till it covers the whole of my scene. Then if I come to my shader editor here, I'm just going to give this let me change this to object, and then I'm just going to give this a new material, and then I'm going to delete this principled BSDF, and I'm just going to press Shift A, and I'm going to add in an emission shader. Then I'm just going to plug it into the surface. Then for the color, I want it to be black. Then for the strength, maybe just make it like something like 2. Yeah, something like that will do. So this covers the whole of our scene now. So what I'll do now is we can pretty much start animating this. So if I go back to my timeline, what we just want is the first shot was just the model moving around and then catching some light. So don't forget that in the previous tutorial we parented all of parts of our model to this empty right here. So this is parented to the sphere and every other thing. So make sure you parent your model to this empty, so that it follows along like this. So anywhere it goes, it follows. So what I will do now is I'm just going to press Shift A to add in a light to our scene. So I'm going to add in a point light. Then what I'll do is if I just drag out, let me move out of perspective. I'm just going to press GX. Let's do that again. Select the point light, and I'm just going to press GX, just move it along the X, then GY, move along the Y. Then what I want to do is I want to increase the radius to something like this. Then if I come to my front view here, I'm going to bring it somewhere here. So what we want is that we just want our model to rotate a bit, and then this is going to catch this light right here. So what I'll do is I'm just going to turn on auto keying. So we want our light to move diagonally across our scene here. So I want it to move from here to here. Then what I'll do is for the power, I'm going to set it to something like let's say 15,000. Then I'm just going to, in my solid view here, I'm just going to press GG, and I'm just going to left click to put that in place. You can see by the time you do that, a keyframe has been added for the light. Then for the start and end, I want this to be a 2-second animation. So I want this to stop on frame 48. We'll be rendering at 24 frames per second. Then what I'll do is I'm just going to press G, and I'm just going to move it across like this. So before we do that, make sure you're on the last frame, which is frame 48. Then I'm just going to press G, and then I'm just going to move it across like this, maybe to the end, somewhere around here, like this. I'm going to insert a keyframe. So if we play this now, yeah, you can see the light just flashing across, which is cool, but it's not yet perfect. So what I want is I'm just going to select this sphere that we printed the whole of our model to. Then I'm just going to press RR to just trackball it, maybe to like starting from the left side here. Then I'm going to right click that in place. You can see with your auto keying that has set a keyframe for it. Then maybe like on frame 48, I'm just going to press RR and then just rotate it maybe somewhere like this. So if you play this now, yeah, that is what we have. Okay, so just to create this fade in and fade out effects, what I'll do is for the power on the first frame, I'm just going to set the power to something like 0, and then I'm going to keyframe that. And on the last frame, I'm selecting the point light. I'm just going to go to the last frame, and then I'm going to make the power of the point light 15,000. Then I'm going to insert a keyframe for that. So you can see that auto keying does that automatically. So if you place now, you can see it's starting at 0 and then just increasing the power out. Yeah, so that was pretty much how the animation was done. Then let's just play a little bit in our graph editor. So if I press Ctrl Tab to go to our graph editor here, and I press home, you can see that by default it's set to Bezier curve, so it's set to this. So what I want you to do is I just want you to come to this pivot point here, and then I want you to change it from bounding box to individual centers, and then you can just scale it. So what I want is I just want to scale this out a little bit like this, so you have something of this shape. And then if you play this now, that, yeah, is that okay? I think what I'll do is if I press Ctrl Tab, I want to scale it in instead, not out. So I want it to be sort of linear but not busy at the same time. So I'm just going to scale this in a bit. If I play this now, yeah, that's not bad at all. Then for the light, so I'm just going to select the point light. Then I'm going to select all of the keyframes here as well. Then I'm going to press T. I want it to be linear, not busier. So if we play this now, yeah, that's not bad. Then you can turn off auto keying now. What I just want to do is for the camera, I want to make the focal length like 120 millimeters, and then you can just press GZZ and then just move out like this. So we play now, we play everything now, yeah, and that's pretty much how shot 1 was done. Let's move to the second shot. Alright, so let's get into shot 2. And what I'll do is if you come to your scene here, what we'll be doing is that we'll be making a full copy of this first scene to make our second shot. So what I'll do is let me just rename this. So I'm going to call this scene shot 1, which was the one we did. And then what I want you to do is to just double click on this right here. So it's going to ask you new scene, what do you want? So we want a full copy. So it's just going to be a full copy of the first shot we had. Then I'm going to rename this by clicking on it, and then I'm just going to name this shot 2. So the second shot is pretty much simple. It's almost like shot 1. It's just 2 lights by the side moving in different positions. So one is moving up, another one is moving down. Then the model is rotating. So what I'll do is I think we can delete the keyframe for this one, and we can still use this point light that we use in the first shot. So what I want this one to do is I want it to move up, down. So what I'll do is I'm just going to press Shift D to duplicate this, and then X to move this to the side. Then I'm just going to press GZ to move this up like this, which is nice. So if I press this to turn on auto keying again, the power is set to 0. So let me change the power back to 15,000. So this time we're not increasing it, so I'm just going to bring this 15,000. Then I'm just going to press GZ to move it up, then maybe reduce the radius a bit, just something like this. And let me see as well, maybe I'll just move it a little bit to the side, yeah, something like this. So yes, so we want it to start from here. Okay, let's increase the radius a bit. Then we still want it to be 2 seconds. So on frame 48, I'm just going to press GZ to move it down like this. So just move it down. Nice. Then if you go back to frame 1 again, I'm going to select this light right here. Then I'm just going to press GG, and then I just want to put that in place. Then when we get to frame 48, I'm just going to press GZ, and I'm just going to move that up like this. Then for the power as well, I'm just going to use something like 10,000 for this. Yeah, so if you play this now, yeah, that is what we have. So we still have this animation that we did in the first shot. So what I'll do is I'm just going to press delete to delete this. I just want let's use another rotation. So I'm just going to RR this on the first frame, maybe like just set this to the side, or make it just straight up, like something like this. Then when we get to frame 48, I'm just going to press RR, and then maybe put it somewhere here, just circle movement like that. Then if you play now, yeah, so that's pretty much how it was done. Then for the light again, I'm going to just shift click, select both, and then in my timeline here, select all. Then just want it to be, well, you can actually make it, maybe I'll make it busier this time around, and I'll press Ctrl Tab. Don't forget to set your individual centers, your pivot points to individual centers. Then I'm just going to scale this out a bit till almost it looks like linear, but it's not fully linear. Something like that will do. So if we play this now, boom, yeah, it's just going like that, and then this is rotating a bit. I think the rotation is a little bit not so obvious. I want it to be obvious a bit, so I'm just going to come to my last frame again, and then maybe I'll just press RR. So if I play now, yeah, that's way too much because it's catching the light now, so maybe reduce it a bit. So if we play now, yeah, that was pretty much shot 2. Let's get into the third shot. Alright guys, so let's get into the third shot. So again, I'm just going to come to my scene here, and I'm just going to click on this new scene, full copy. So we have another scene. Then I'm going to rename this shot 3, and I'm going to click OK. So is this shot 3 right here that we're going to spend the longest time. So what I'll do first is I'm just going to select my backdrop and the 2-point lights. I'm going to delete them because we won't be needing them again. So shot 3 is pretty much the model just having the model charger just moving, and then just connect to the model, and then the animation stops. So what I'll do is first I'm going to turn off auto keying, and I'm going to delete the keyframe for this empty group that the model was created to. Then I'm just going to press Alt R, then I'm going to press RX90, then I want to do minus. Then on the Z axis as well, I want to rotate this by 180 degrees so that the charging ports that we created in the first part right here would show, which is nice. Alright, so what I'll do next is I can just drag this to the side now because we don't need this for now. I'm just going to press Shift A, we're going to add another plane, and then we want to scale this like 20 times. And I'm just going to go to my front view. We want to bring this below the model right here. So let me check that. So I'm just going to press GZ, and then I'm just going to move it a bit. Slightly shows, something like this. Then I'm going to tap into edit mode. I'm selecting the plane, and then I'm going to press 2 to go to my edge mode. Then I'm going to press EZ to just extrude this out. So I want to take like infinite background. I'm going to select this edge right here, Ctrl V to bevel, and I'm going to increase the number of segments. So maybe something like 6, not 5. I prefer using even numbers. So I'm going to shade smooth. So we have this infinite background here. Then what I'll do again is I'm just going to press RZ and rotate this speed by 180 degrees. So because the charger is facing here, so we want it to be something like this, or maybe not actually. Either way, I think I'm going to leave it like that. So I'm not going to rotate anymore. So what we want is that we want just like a charger that fits into this, and then we want like the cord moving in a snake-like manner, and then just plugging it into it. So what I'll first do is I'm just going to select the EarPod case here, this right here, I'm going to go to vertex mode. Then in here, I'm just going to select one of these vertices here, and I'm just going to press Shift or click. Then I'm going to press Shift D, duplicate, and then right click that in place. P, separate by selection. So we want this to be separate selection. So I'm just going to select it. And in case you can't see it because it's way too small, you can just hide this for now. And yeah, this is it right here. So what I'll do is I'm just going to tab into edit mode, and what I want to do is we just want to create like a charger from this. So using a reference right here. Where is my charger? Okay, so I have a USB reference right here. So what I will do first is we want this to be the port. So what I will just do is, again, I'm going to press A, select everything. Then we move to the side view here. I'm just going to press EY, and then I'm just going to extrude like that. Maybe not too much, something small like this will do. Then I'm just going to press F to fill in this space. Then what I'll do next is I'm just going to press E and then right click to put that in place. Then maybe scale this out, not too much, just something a bit like that. Let me check my reference here. Yeah, maybe something like this. Then I'm going to press E again to extrude. I'm not going to do it too much, maybe small this time around. Then I'm going to press E again, right click in place, then F to scale. I'm just finally going to extrude it like this. So this is going to serve as the port that it's going to plug into. Okay, I hope that is not too big. So what I'll do is if I just press Ctrl plus to select this as well, maybe I will reduce the size a bit, not too much, something like this. Let me just leave it like that. I think it's okay. Alright, so pretty much have the port. So if I press Alt H to bring back the AirPod case, you can see this is what we have. So you can see it fits into this. So if I press GY, you can see it fits into it like that. Then I can right click, shade auto smooth. Then what I want to do now is I'm just going to press Shift A, and then I'm going to add in a nums part. So I'm going to add in a curves part. Then what I want to do is if I go to my front view, if I press Alt Z so that I can see the part, where is it? Okay, this is it up here. You can just scale it maybe like 6 times or so. Doesn't have to be long. Let's scale it maybe like 9 times. Okay, that is good. Is that not too long? No, I feel like it's okay. Alright, so what I'll do is I'm just going to go to my top view here, and I'm just going to rotate this by 90 degrees. So we have something like this. Then I'm just going to press GY to bring it somewhere here. So if you look here now, this is what we have, but you want to make sure that it's in the middle of this charging port here, in the middle of this area. So let's do that again. I made a mistake, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select this face right here. I'm going to select this object, this case, and then I'm just going to select maybe this area. Shift Alt click, and maybe I'll just press Shift S2 because it is selected. I want it to be somewhere in the middle here. That is not where I want it to be. I want it to be in the middle. So let me hide this for now. I want it to be somewhere around here, in the middle here. I'm just going to press Shift S2 because it's selected. Yeah, so I want it to be in this middle. So I press Alt H to hide that. Yeah, that's perfect. So now we can add in our node part again. We want it to be in the middle here because I'm going to be using the part to guide our cable and the charger mount, the port, into it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in a nums part again. Then my top view, I'm going to rotate it by 90 degrees. I'm going to rotate it by 90. Let's that again. I'm going to rotate it by 90 degrees, and then I'm going to scale it like 8 times. Yes, so this is what we have. Then what I will do is I'm just going to press GY to just bring it around here. Let's see that. Okay, that's good. Then what I'll do is I can actually still increase the size or the scale of this plane right here. So what we'll do next is we're going to be deforming our part here so that it kind of have this zigzag motion that the cable will follow too. So what I'll do is if I press tab to go to edit mode, I'm just going to select the whole of the part. Then I think I should drag this down a bit. My monitor is quite small on my display, so I need to optimize space right now. So I'm just going to select A to select everything, press A to select everything, and I'm just going to right click subdivide. Then I'm just going to keep the number of cuts at 1. So now we can deform this. So if I select this middle vertex here, I'm just going to press GX and then just bring it like this. Select this as well, GX, and then I'm just going to select maybe this as well, GX as well. So kind of have like this wavy motion, and but we want it to like go straight into it. So I'm just going to press GY to bring it like this, so that if I press it to bring my rotation, this is what I need. So the cable kind of goes like this, and then just kind of enters into it like that. So let me quickly clear the annotation. So yeah, this is okay. This is what we have. So it kind of goes zigzag and then just enters into it like that. Sorry. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to add in we're going to add in, I think we're going to use a plane that we're going to use as the cable. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to press Shift A, and I'm going to add in a mesh plane. And what I'll do is if I tab into edit mode and then I press my slash key to go into my local view, what I want to do is I'm just going to press Ctrl R to add in a loop cut here in the middle. So just right click that in place, and then I'm going to exit, go to X-ray mode, we select these two edges right here, and I'm just going to press delete, and then I'm going to press vertices. So we have this edge in the middle here still there. So I'm going to press it, select everything. Then I'm just going to scale it maybe like 8 times as well. Then if I press my number pad slash key to go back to my object mode, this is what we're going to have. So this is going to serve as our cable. So what I want to do is to this right here, I'm just going to select it, and I'm going to my modifiers panel here, I'm going to add in the scale modifier. Yeah, so you can see that already. Then I'll maybe increase the size again. So I'm just going to increase the scale like that. Yeah, something like that. Then I'm going to press GY maybe to bring it to the back here. Then I'm going to press Ctrl 2 to add in the subdivision surface modifier as well. Then if I press tab and first we press GY to bring this towards the mount. And now this is where it gets really annoying, because you can see my display is not enough for it. So I'm just going to put it somewhere here. Then I'm going to press tab, select everything. Then I'm just going to press Ctrl A, because we have the scale modifier turned on. This is how you scale with the scale modifier. So I'm just going to press Ctrl A and do it till like it fits the perfect size. Let me check my reference sheet. Yeah, I think till it fits like this, which is nice. So yeah, we have the cable, we have the ports, and then we have the path. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to pretty much I'm going to press Shift A, and then I'm going to add in a UV sphere in the middle here. You're going to understand why we're doing so in a bit. So I just want it to be in the middle of this spot right here. So nice. So what I want to do next is I'm just going to come to my modifiers panel here, and this has the edge split, because you remember that we duplicated this from this AirPod case right here. So I don't need the edge split for this. I'm just going to delete it. And what I'll do is I'm just going to add a new modifier, and then I'm going to add in the curve modifier. So you want to change this to the nums path that we added. So if I press N to bring my sidebar here, and then I change to item, you can see now that this port here is being deformed by the path. So let's say if you move this on the Y, let me see that. If I move this on the, is it on the X? Let's see. No, there seems to be a problem. Okay, so let's do that again. I don't understand why. See why I say this can be so annoying. Okay, maybe I think I should first set the origin to geometry. So I'm just going to right click this, and then I'm going to set origin to geometry, and then I'm going to add in the curve back, and then I'm going to select the nums parts. So let's see if this works now, hopefully. So if I move this along the Y, Right, we're still having the same problem. What about on the Z? Right, so this can be so funny. So the orientation for this this time around is on the Z. So you can see that if I move this on the Z axis now, it's perfectly following the path. So yeah, this time around is going to be on the Z. Alright, so we have that set to it. Then I'm going to select the cable as well. Then I'm going to also add in a curve modifier, and then I want to select the non part as well. So you can see if I move this on the Z, if I move this on the Z, this time around is not on the Z. If I move this on the Y, you can see it's following that part. So this is what I'm saying. So we can see this properly. So if we move this on the Y, yeah, you can see it's just going through like that, which is what we want, which is cool. So what I want to do now is, if I select this port right here, I want it to start somewhere, let's say around here in my scene. I want it to start maybe at, if I just turn my annotation, I want to start somewhere, maybe somewhere around here, then it's going to move across here. So what I'll do is I just delete this right here. So what I'll do is I'm just going to bring the cable here as well. I'm just going to bring it to on the Z. I'm going to bring it maybe somewhere around here. So I want it to start from maybe this point. So I'm going to select the cable as well, and then I'm going to move it to this point here. So I want it to be at the start. So you can see it's at the mouth there. So I just want to make sure that it's properly joined with it. Oh god, the clipping, the display is so small. Alright, so I'm just going to move it till it touches, which is nice. Then I think we can apply the skin modifier now. We don't need it. Then I'm just going to right click, shade, auto smooth. Yeah, so this is what we have. So now what I want to do is, don't forget that we already parented the charging mount to this empty right here. So if I should press GY and move this now, is that parented to it? Oh my god, I think it's not. Alright, so let's do that again. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to select this cable here, shift click on the charger head, and I'm just going to press, let me press into either. I'm just going to press Ctrl P, object keep transform. It means if I move my charger head right here, anywhere it goes on the Z, you can see the cable is also going to follow it. So you can see now that if I just move that along on the Z, you can see it follows, and then boom. I actually thought we were going to need the sphere in the first place, but based on what I'm seeing now, I don't think we need to parent this to anything again. So it just kind of fits into it. Cool. Sometimes don't have to go through the whole stress. So what I'll do is I'm just going to delete this UV sphere right here, because we're not going to be needing it. So for the first frame, so we're still using 2 seconds of animation as well. Where is this from? Let me just delete this keyframe right here. So what I'll do is if I go back to my tool, I'm going to select the charger head. Don't forget that we have the cable parented to it. What I'll do is I want it to start from somewhere around here. So I'm just going to bring back my timeline again, and then I'm just going to go to my item, and on the Z axis is the one we're going to be animating. So I want to start somewhere around here, and what I'll do is I'm just going to turn on auto cane, and I'm just going to press GG, and then I'm just going to left click to put that in place. Then when we get to frame 48 again, I want it to be somewhere here. So what I'll do is I'm just going to be looking closely till it moves towards this. So let me see that. Okay, so it's moving backwards, so I want it to be towards this direction. So I'm just going to decrease till it touches. Yeah, so just boom. Yeah, so I'm just going to put that in place. So auto key is already turned on, so we have a keyframe. So if we play this back now, yes, it just goes and boom. All right, cool. This is exactly what we want. All right, so what I'll do now is I just want this to have like a little stop motion. So if I check the first model, let me see how that was done. So I have two cameras right here, and then it's just boom. So what I'll do is for the starting motion, I'm just going to delete this first camera here. So we're going to add in another camera, and we're going to add in light as well, but I think we need to add the camera first. So we want the view to be firstly from here. So what I'll do is I'm just going to make sure that this is on my first timeline. You can turn off auto keying for now. I'm just going to press Shift A, and then I'm going to add in a camera, and I'm just going to press Ctrl Alt number pad 0, and maybe just press GZZ twice to dolly that out like this. So we have something like oh god, the clipping is really annoying. GZZ, and yeah, I just want to drag out like that. Then I want to bring it somewhere here, maybe something like this, and I'm just going to press G again, move it. Then for the focal length, I want it to be 120, so that like in perspective. Then you want to do it such a way that your plane covers the whole of your scene for the camera. So I'm just going to scale this again so we have something like this. So if we play this now, you can see it starting, and then boom. So one thing I'll do is, if I just select this cable here, I want the motion to start before the first frame. So I'm just going to select this keyframe right here, and then move it to frame 0. So the animation is already starting, not as if you just start it and then it just moves and then goes like that. So what I'll do is I'm just going to select my camera as well. We're going to add in a little animation for this. So what I'll do is I'm just going to come to camera to view here, and then I'm just going to move my camera maybe around like this on the first frame. So what I'll do is make sure you turn on auto keying, and then I'm just going to move it maybe somewhere around here. So if I select the camera, you can see we have a keyframe for this. Then maybe like to like frame 25, when it's here, I'm just going to press G, and then I'm just going to move this along as well. So we have it on frame 28. So if we play this now, so you can see the camera is following that movement. Then when we get to, okay, I think I can shift this to like frame 30, so to say. So you can see starting and then following it. Then when we get to frame 30 here, I want the camera to have, we want a change of perspective. So what I'll do is I'm just going to press Shift A, and for now you can disable lock camera to view. What I'll do is I'm just going to press Shift A, and I'm going to add in another camera to the scene. Then what I'll do is for this camera here, and when it's on frame 30, I want it to be the active camera. So while looking through the camera, you can see that it's still the first camera that it's active in our scene. So what I want to do is I want to assign the camera to specific part of the frame. So I'm going to select the first camera, and then in my timeline here, I'm just going to press Ctrl B. It means that on this first frame, what I'm telling Blender is that on this first frame, this camera right here should be the one that I'm looking through. Then when I get to frame 30, I'm going to select the second camera, which is the one we just added. Then I'm just going to press Ctrl B. So you can see this is the camera we have right here. So what I want is I want a change of perspective. So when you get to frame 30, I just want it to be something like this. So what I'll do is I'm just going to press Ctrl Alt number pad 0. Let me just press GZZ to dolly that out. Clipping is really killing. GZZ, yes, just move it like that, and maybe bring it somewhere around here. Then for the focal length, I'm going to make it something like 120 as well. Close, sorry. So GZZ to dolly, then just move it into it like that. Let me delete the keyframe because doing that. So if you play this animation now, you can see that it's starting with the first camera and then moving to second and then just entering into it. So starting, then moving to, and then just entering into it. So for the camera, if I select both cameras, then I press A in my time and select all the keyframes, I want the interpolation type to be linear so that we have a constant linear value. It just starts and then boom, which is nice. All right, so what I want is let me just check third shot here. Let me just see what I did. So if I select this third camera here, and then boom. All right, so what I want is, I just want there to be like a subtle movement that the cable is just slowing down and then just entering it fast, like boom. So what I'll do is, if I press A to select the whole of my keyframe in my timeline, selecting the charger head, I'm just going to press Ctrl B or Ctrl Tab rather to go to my graph editor, and then I'm going to press Home. So what I want to do is, you can see on the Z location here that we have the keyframe. So I'm just going to hide every other location and transform. I'm going to hide it on the X, Y, but I'm not going to hide it on the Z for X ULA. So I press Home to select this. You can see that it's moving on the X location. So what I want to do is that when it gets to almost the last part, I want there to be like a sharp movement. So what I'll do is, in my graph editor here, what I'll do is I'm just going to select everything, and I'm going to press right click, and then for the handle type, I'm going to set this to free. So when it's almost here, I just want there to be something like a fast movement, like so to say, like this, something like this. So if we play this now, it's coming and then it's just boom. So can you see that movement? Like it gets here and then it's just fast from there, which is very cool. It's going to make it look nice. So if I press A again, maybe I'll just adjust this a bit and then just move it something like this. So if I press Ctrl Tab and we play now, and start just enters, boom, which is nice. All right, so I won't like to stress this further. I'm so sorry it took so long, but we just have to explain. So what I'll do is, let's just add in a light to our scene. Now to make sure that the scene is well lit, what I'll do is, if I come to my shader editor here, I'm just going to change it from object to word, and then we're going to be using an HDRI to first light our scene. So what I'll do is, I'm just going to select the background, and then I'm just going to press Ctrl T to select, make this app environment texture. Then in my downloads, I'm just going to type HDRI Haven, and then I'm going to be using an HDRI. It's called Abandoned Sleepway. You can get it on HDRI Haven. So we have this in our scene now. So looking through our camera, you can see that the light is, the HDRI is lighting our scene, which is what we want. So looking through the camera here, for this camera, I think I can just come to my camera settings here, and then under fastbar 2, I'm just going to make it 0, and then I'm going to select this camera as well, make the fastbar 2 0. So if we play this now, boom, it's just growing, and then here it just moves into it. So to watch that again, start, boom, which is nice. All right, that's nice. What I'll do is, the plane doesn't have a material, so the plane object that we're using doesn't have a material. So what I'll do is, I'm just going to change this to object from word, and then I'm going to click a new material. So I'm just going to make it like a black material, so to say, and then for the roughness, I'm going to make it 1. Now let's add in a material for our cable as well. So by default, this has a material. Don't forget we made it from the case. So I'm just going to delete these 2 materials here. So what I want to do is, I'm just going to add 2 materials. So the first material is just going to be a white material, and then maybe I'll just reduce the roughness for the cable. Then the second material is actually going to be for the charger mount, because it's metallic, it's not plastic. So what I want to do is, you can see that the selection we made earlier is still active. So what I'll do this time is, I'll just press Ctrl I to invert my selection. Then I'm just going to press my mouse here, and then did I just say press my mouse? Oh god. Sorry, I'm just going to click this button here, and I'm just going to click new material, and then I'm going to set this to a metallic value of 1, and then I want this to be slightly towards dark gray, so to say. Then I'm going to click assign. So if we tab out now, you can see that this has the material. Maybe I will increase the value up a bit like that, which is cool. And I can select the cable as well. This is material 9, so I can select the cable as well, and then just give it material 9 as well, which is the same material as this. So if we play this now, so let's see. So we play this, it's just coming, boom, enters, and then boom. Yes, so that was pretty much how shot 3 was done. You can add more lights to your scene. As you can see here in this first one I made, I added in some extra lights to my scene, and then I added in a backlight as well. So you can do that. Not to waste time, I'm not going to push further. You can move now to the next shot. The fourth shot is just a little bit of camera movement, camera rotating through, or is it panning? Yeah, the camera panning through, and then the case head just opening. So what I'll do is first I think I can select this pit logo here, and I'm going to press RZ180 because we want it to be towards the side. Then what I'll do is, again, we're going to make a full copy of shot 3 right here, so that we have it in our we have a copy of this scene. Then I'm going to rename this as shot 4. Then what I'll do is, it's just a simple movement. So I just name shot as, okay, I'm just going to leave it that way. I'm not going to change anything. So I'm going to change this from shader editor to timeline. And what we want to do now is, we just want the camera to move across like this, and then we have this case right here opening up, which is very simple. So what I'll do is, we don't need these cables here right anymore, so I'm just going to delete the path and everything, as well as the empty. Okay, we still have the empty, we don't have the empty there anymore, which is nice. All right, so what I want to do is, and then I'm going to select the 2 cameras, or maybe I'll just delete one of the cameras. Then right here, I'm just going to press delete as well. So we just want the camera moving across like this. So what I'll do is, I'm just going to select the camera, and I'm just going to press Ctrl Alt number + 0 to put it to this view. Then I'm going to press GZZ, not that, GZZ, GZ. Oh god, is Blender freezing or what? Okay, let me select the camera again. Okay, I think I didn't select the camera, that was one. So anyone watching this for the first time, Blender doesn't just do like that. It doesn't have a lot of bugs, it's improving. I'm going to press GZZ twice, and I'm just going to move out like this. So I'm going to bring my camera somewhere here. So I want you to start like this, and then just rotate through like that. Maybe I'm just going to press GZZ to move it inwards, something like this, which is nice. Then what I'll do is, I'm just going to come to the object constraint here. Then I'm going to change this to track to. So I want to track my camera to a particular part here. So before I track it, I think I still need to move it to somewhere around the middle. So what I'll do is, I'm just going to select the target. So I want it to be this case, AirPods case, the one that is down. I want the target to be set to this down one here. So what I'll do is, I can just animate this now. So if I just select the camera again, and then what I'll do is, if I turn on auto keying, I'm just going to press GG to right click this in place, left click rather, so that we have a keyframe. Then right here on frame 48, if I just go to my item here, I think if I move this along the X, yes, so you can see it just moves along like that. So you can just move it as many times as you want, which is this, which is nice. So if I play this now, so you can see the camera just moves along like that. So for the interpolation, I'm going to change this to linear. So we play, boom, yes. So that's it. Then what I will do now is, if I select this one right here, I think I can just, let me press delete this. If I select this pit logo and then select the cover last, I'm just going to press Ctrl P, Object Transform. Because what I will do now is, if I press GG and then let's click to put that in place, when I get to frame 48 here, I'm just going to press G, Y, and then I just want to make it open slightly like this. So yeah. So one thing though, what you will observe is, if I just bring this to like frame 34, you can see that I kind of, there was a mistake when we were making the model. We're supposed to leave some gaps for the opening. You can see that it's intersecting with the AirPod, but I don't really care, like, it's just to learn the animation, so I'm just going to leave it. But if it's a professional work, we are going to do something better than this. So if we play now, boom, and then there you go. So you can see it's just sliding and it's opening up like that. So what I'll do is if I select all of the keyframes, I'm just going to press Ctrl Tab to go to my graph editor here, and then what I'll do is maybe for the object transform, I think it's only moving on the Z location and on the X. I'm just going to hide all of this right now for the object transform, and if I press home for this here, so you can see it as a keyframe, then I'm going to select the Z as well. Then what I'll do is I'm just going to press A, and then I'm just going to maybe just scale like this. So if we play, boom, so it just opens. I think that's happening way too fast, so I think I need to scale it out a bit like this. So play now. Yeah, that is cool. So I'm looking through the camera now, slide, and then it's just opening. Yeah, so that was pretty much how short 5 was done. Again, you can add in lights to your scene. So as you can see in my scene here, I have lights here, so just going to add more details. But since we're using the HDRI, we don't need to stress too much. So instead, maybe what I'll do is I'm just going to come to my shader editor here, and then in the word, maybe I'll increase the strength of the HDRI to something like 2. Yeah, maybe something like that, or maybe 1.5. Yeah, something like that, just to have light so that it's well done. Yeah, so that's pretty much shot 4. Let's move on to the next one. So shot 5 is relatively simple. Honestly, if you've been following this channel for a while now, you should know what you're about to do next. Okay, so what I'll do is, firstly, I'm just going to click and drag over these nodes right here, and then I'm just going to press delete. Then what I'll do next is I'm just going to come here and go back to my timeline. Then I'm just going to delete the plane and delete the camera as well. We don't need it. I'm going to delete the camera, and then you can delete these ones as well. The only thing that I will not be deleting is the headset. So I'm going to delete this, and then I'm going to go to the mirror, selecting the headset, and then you can just disable it. So what we want is I'm just going to press Alt G to just bring it to my 3D cursor here. Then what I'll do is I'm just going to press Shift A, and then we're going to add in a camera. I'm going to press Ctrl number bar 0 to bring it to this view, and then I just want to put it to the middle, and so that the object, the model is in the middle. So I think I'm just going to go to composition guides and maybe turn on thirds. Okay, so let's just do that to ensure that this is in the middle. So looking through our camera, this is what we have. Then what I want to do is I want the, okay, as well as for the focal length, again, let's keep a consistency. I'm going to be using 120, and then I'm just going to select the camera GZZ, and then I'm just going to dolly out like this. So what I want to do is I'm just going to press Shift A, and I'm going to come to empty, and then I'm going to add in a UV sphere. So I'm going to scale this. So what we want to do is we're going to parent the headset, the earbud rather, to the empty. So I'm just going to press Ctrl P, object key transform, and I'm going to select the empty here, and I'm just going to press GZ to move it down like this, which is cool. And for the start and end frame, I want this to end on frame 60, and like the rest that I've been ending on frame 48. Then I'm just going to select the empty sphere, and then I'm just going to turn on auto keying. So what I want to do is I'm just going to press GG to, and I'm just going to left click that to put it in place. And then when we get to like frame let's say 48, let me press home so that you can see my timeline here. So when we get to like frame 48, what I want is that I want it to come up. So I'm just going to press GZ, and I'm just going to move it up like that. So if we play this now, yes, but you can see starting slow, speeding up, then ending slow again. So which is not what we want. What we'll do now is I'm just going to press Ctrl Tab, and then again don't forget that the pivot point is set to individual centers, and then I'm just going to scale this maybe outwards like this, and then let's see if we play that. Yeah, so it's pretty much just speed up and then ends like that. Boom. Yeah, that's cool. Then what we want is when it gets to frame 50 here, I'm going to select the earbud, and then I'm just going to press GG to insert a keyframe for the location. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to press RR, and then maybe I'll just rotate it like this or something of this motion. So if we play now, yeah, so maybe I should just make it end on frame 80 so that we can prolong that a bit, yeah, something like that. So I'm just going to maybe press RR again, maybe just to adjust that so that this will just show all this the design. Boom, again that, boom, yeah. So now let's just add in a light to our scene. I think I used let me check here. So this was the first scene. Okay, so I had a backlight, a fill light, and a main light. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm just going to press Shift A, and then I'm just going to add in a point light, and I'm just going to press GY to move to the back. I'm going to increase the radius. Maybe for the power, I'm going to use something like 50, and this is the time you should turn off auto key so that it's not going to add in keyframes when it's not necessary. Okay, and then let's add in a light source. So I'm going to press Shift A. For the main light, I'm going to add an aerial light here, and then I'm going to press GR to point it towards that direction, and I'm just going to increase the size. Maybe this time around I'm going to change the shape to something like a rectangle. I'll just like going to rectangle, then maybe this side. Then for the power, I'm just going to use something like 15,000. Boom, and maybe you want to bring it a little bit in, and then what I'll do is I'm just going to bring this over to this side and rotate like that, something like this, and then maybe I will increase the radius, and I'm just going to press Shift D, and I'm just going to press R like that, and then I'm just going to make this maybe something like let's say 8,000. You have the creative freedom here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So if we look through now, if I select the camera again and then I turn the power super 2 value to 0, which is not going to make a difference really. So this is all wow. So it slides up, boom, and then you can just say maybe that this has like a sleek design also. Yeah, so that's pretty much shot 5. Let's get into the next one. Right, so shot 6 is pretty much similar to shot 5. It's just the camera zooming out and then just showing you this button right here, which is the sensor. So what I'll do is I'm just going to come to my front view, and then let's just make a new scene. So full copy here, and then I'm just going to rename this shot 6. And yeah, it's pretty much simple. So what we'll do is I'm just going to select the empty here. I can just press delete, we don't need that again. And then for the camera, yeah, I think it's already still looking to it. So what I want to do instead is let's drag this so we can see our camera. So we need somewhere around here. So we're just going to make this 2 seconds animation as well. So the camera is just moving out. So what I'll do is I'll just press GZZ, and then I want it to start from in the middle of this button right here. So we want to see this, and then for this as well I can delete the keyframe because we won't be needing that. So let me select the camera back, and then I'm just going to press GZZ to just, I think it's dolly. I'm just going to dolly it in. So once you start from here, make sure you start from the middle. Your composition must be proper. Then I'm just going to turn on auto keying, GG, let's click to put it in place. Then on frame 48, I'm just going to press GZZ, and I'm just going to move out like that so you can see it. So if we play now, yeah, if I turn my passport 2 to 1, yeah. So pretty much that was shot 6. Fairly simple, nothing really big deal. Then for the interpolation, I'm going to make it linear, and yeah, that's pretty much shot 6. Let's go to the last shot. Alright, so for the last shot, which is shot 7, what we want to do is we just want to make a duplicate of shot 4 and make it its own scene. So I'm just going to come into shot 4 right here. Don't forget that shot 4 was just the one that if I play this now, it was just opening up and then revealing the EarPods. So what I want to do is I'm just going to click on this, and then I want to make shot 4 a full copy, so we have a copy of this scene right here, and I'm just going to name this shot 7, which is the last shot. So what we want to do is we just want to show the AirPods coming down and then just dropping into the case, and then the case head is just closing and then the shot ends. So what I want to do first is if I select this empty right here, let me just turn off auto keying. What I'll do is I want to rotate this by 180 degrees because we want it dropping into it like this. Then for the pit logo as well, I'm just going to press RZ and then rotate this by 180 degrees as well. So we have that. So we want this sliding in. Don't forget that our camera by default is just sliding like this. So what I want to do essentially is I'm going to select this headset right here. Don't forget that we mirrored it in the first place. So what I want to do is I'm just going to press Ctrl A to first of all apply this mirror. Then I'm going to tab into edit mode, or Z to go into X-ray, and then I want to just click and drag over this area and press P to make it its own private selection. So if I go back to solid view, you can see we have two separate AirPods, which is nice. So we want this sliding, we want the cover sliding in. So let me delete this keyframe that we add from shot 4, and what I will do now is first I'm just going to press how many frames did I use in the original video? Let me just check that. Sorry, timeline. Okay, so I used 60 frames. It's a little bit much. Okay, so for the start and end, let me go back to this one. We want this to end on frame 60, and what we want is I'm just going to let's drag this in. My display is a little bit small, so I need to optimize space. I'm just going to press Shift A to add in an empty, and then again maybe this time we can use like a cube, then we can scale it. Okay, so before we do that, actually let me select this empty right here and then Shift S2 cursor to selected. Then I'm just going to press Shift A, and then I'm going to add in an empty. Let's add in a cube this time around. I'm using sphere way too much. So what I want to do is I want to select these two AirPods here and then parent it lastly to this cube. I'm just going to press Ctrl P, object key transform. So if we move this cube, this follows with it, which is nice. Then I'm going to select these two AirPods. I'm going to right click, set origin to geometry, select this as well, set origin to geometry, so that we'll be adding a bit of rotation. So what I want is let's say let me check. I think the animation for this, let me see, ends on frame 48 if I'm right. So let's see. Yes, so on frame 48 this animation stops. So what I want you to do is just we'll select headphone 16 rather. So what I want you to do is select this cube, turn on auto keying on frame 48. Don't forget we want this to end on frame 60 actually. On frame 48, what I want you to do is on frame 48, just press GG and then let's click to insert a keyframe for the location. Then on frame 1, what we'll do is I'm just going to press GZ to move this up a bit like so. So if we play this now, yeah, you can see it drops into it, boom, like that. So if we play, boom. Then just to add in a bit of more rotation, what I want to do is I'm going to come to frame 48 here as well. So I'm going to select the two headsets and then I'm going to insert a keyframe for location rotation, and then I'm going to select the other one as well, and I'm going to press I, insert a keyframe for location rotation. So when we come to the first frame, maybe what I would do is I'm just going to press RX90 and then select this as well, RX90. So if we play now, you can see it's just moves in like that. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll select the cube and maybe I'll move it up a little bit. So GZ to move this up a bit so it has enough time for you to drop in. And like this, you can see we have this intersection here. Don't worry, we'll do something about that. And you can just see it drops into it like that. So let's deal with this intersection, because you can see that on frame 41 here they are touching. So maybe what we'll do is I'm just going to press G. Let me turn off auto keying first. Just press GY. That will be way too much. Alright, so instead of doing that, what I'll do is I'm just going to animate the keyframes. So maybe on frame 41, instead of making it intersect, what I'll do is I'm going to change the camera perspective. Alright, so I think that is what we should do. So for the camera, what I want it to do is, don't forget from shot 4 that this is still tracked to the EarPods. So I'm just going to delete that constraint and then maybe just delete the camera as well. So adding a new camera. So we know it's starting at the top here. So what I'll do is I'm just going to select this empty, shift S2, cursor to selected, and I'm just going to select a camera. I'm going to press shift A and add in a camera. Then I'm going to press Ctrl Alt number pad 0 to put it to that view. And then let's turn off auto keying for now. I'm going to press GZZ and then I'm just going to move out like that. Then to follow your composition, I'm just going to bring it to the top here. Then for the focal length, again, let's be consistent. This is going to be 120. So I'm going to press GZZ again just to move this out and then add something like that. So again, what we'll just do is we're going to be adding an object constraint again, and then we're going to use track 2, and then we're going to select this empty cube, right? So wherever it goes, the camera is going to follow. Then right here where it intersects, what we're going to do is we're going to just add in another camera to our scene. We're going to add in a camera to our scene. So maybe let's check out this perspective here. We just don't want it to show, and we don't want it to be seen that it's intersecting. So maybe let's see that again. So let me just look through the camera here. So it's following and then it's just dropping. So where it intersects here, I'm not going to show that part. Maybe I'll just add in a new camera to this perspective here. So what I'll do is select the first camera and then just press Ctrl B in your timeline to tell Blender that from this frame I want this camera to be the active object. Then when we get to like frame 41, when it's intersecting, well, maybe perhaps we're going to change perspective. So maybe like we can start from somewhere here. I'm really trying to see what I would do at this point here. Let's see, because we don't want this part to show, right? We don't want it to be seen that it's intersecting inappropriately. Alright, so maybe what I'll do is I'm just going to select the EarPods and then maybe I'll just rotate it on the Z axis. Maybe something like, what do I do here? Maybe I'm just going to move it like frame 40 and then maybe just rotate it on the X, like that. So before I do that, let me turn on auto keying. So I'll just press maybe like RX to bring it up. So let's see if that will. Oh, okay, still intersecting with it. Alright, so perhaps maybe what I will do instead is, since it's dropping in like this, I'm just going to take this one right here and I'm just going to press GYY or GY alone, and then maybe just bring it to this side here. Yeah, I think this should work this time. So auto keying turned on, put it here, dropping in, and yeah, I didn't know why we have to go to the whole of that straight. So just bring this to this side here. So the camera follows, it drops, and then when we get to like frame 48 here where this animation stop, I'm just going to press GY and then just bring this here like this. So if we play this now, alright, so we don't want that to happen too fast. So what I'll do is for this last keyframe here, I'm going to bring it to maybe like frame 50, and then the first frame as well, we want it to happen after frame 48. boom, something like that. So if you play this now, boom, closes up, which is nice. It's way too fast, so maybe I'll prolong it to like frame 60. So if you watch this now, boom, boom, yes, this is nice. This is what we want exactly. Boom. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So again, the camera is following, dropping down, and then it's just closing. Then maybe what I'll do this time is I'm just going to add in another camera when it gets to when it's almost about to drop here. Yeah, maybe from frame 45, maybe from frame 40 or 41 actually. I'm just going to press Shift A, and then I'm going to add in a new camera. And then what I want to do is I'm going to press Ctrl V to make sure that this camera is the active camera here. So looking through the camera, this is what we have. It's way too out, so I'm just going to press G, and then for the focal length, you can turn off auto keying. Let me just delete this keyframe. Again, that's consistent 120, and then I'm just going to press G, and then just move it in like this, GZZ, just to dolly that in. Yeah, boom, and just bring it somewhere around here. So again, what I'll do is I'm just going to turn on auto keying, go to my object constraint, and then I'm going to add in a track to constraint, and I'm just going to track it to this bottom piece here. So I can just press G, and then let's click to put this in place. If I press N to bring out my transform sidebar here, I just want to move this on the X axis like this. So if we play this now, follows, boom, nice. Okay, which is nice. Alright, so let's just play along in our graph editor. So for this animation right here, let's see, it's like it's happening way, boom, just close starts, boom. Alright, so for this animation right here, I'm just going to press A to select everything, press Ctrl Tab, press Home, and then maybe I'll just play along with some values. I can see it's animated on the Z, animated on the Z, and on the X location. So I'm just going to hide all of this transform, and then on the X location I'm going to press Home, and maybe I'll just scale this a bit like this, maybe a little bit more. Let's see how that looks. Okay, not bad. All right, so I'll go with that. It's okay for me. Let's see, is there an animation on the Z location? Yeah, there's an animation here as well, so maybe I'll just move this here as well. So let's see that there's an animation on the Z location. There should be an animation on the Y as well, so let's see that as well. Yes, there's an animation, so I'm just going to scale this as well. So boom, this is what we have. Yeah, boom. So now to have that fade out effect, what we'll do is we're going to be animating the strength of the word of this HDRI that we use. So for this first strength, on the first frame here, I'm going to be using like a strength of 2. Then I'm going to keyframe that. Then when we get to frame 60 here, I'm just going to turn that to 0, and I'm going to keyframe that. So if you play now, boom, and then it close it like that. Alright, so maybe what I'll do is let's select that again. So we'll set the keyframe for 2. Then maybe when we get to like frame 63 or 64, let's not make it 60 directly. I'm just going to press 0, and then yeah, something like that. So if you play now, so that the whole light is not just going off, and boom. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much everything for the last shot. Now just to your render settings, I'm rendering this in EV, and I'm going to be using the samples of 256 to 64. I turned on ambient occlusion and bloom and screen space reflection. For the color management, the view transform, I'm using AJX and the look punchy. Don't forget that this is the latest version of Blender, which is 4.0 upwards. And yeah, so pretty much you can see we have 7 unique scenes, and then what you can do is you can just create a folder for each and every scene. So let's say this one for instance, I'm just going to come here and then Let me just create like a new folder, and then I'm going to name it like maybe short one and so, and then I'm going to compile and render. Alright, that will be all for today's tutorial, guys. If you found this helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also know if you have any ideas you would like me to do or any tutorials you would like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.